'Tis the season of Halloween, so keeping with that spooky season feeling, we are going to be looking at some horror-themed memorabilia in my Lego and action figure unboxings. Keeping that momentum going, we're going to be looking at the Funko brand version of these Five Nights at Freddy's action figures. Now, I want to say I've never actually played the game before. I do enjoy watching others play it, and the lore is appealing.
Want the lore! The lore, guys, the lore!
As well as I do have a love of animatronics. I've enjoyed watching like behind the scenes for theme parks, for like Disney Imagineers and their construction. So having a little horror theme spin on them is kind of fun. So maybe one day I'll play a game in the series, but until then they do have some appeal for me. So keep an eye on your power usage and watch those side doors. Let's find out if these figures are worth picking up. And here we have the Five Nights at Freddy's figures from Funko. I believe it's the very first wave they did. And these were actually surprisingly better than I expected. The articulation is more than I thought I was going to get. Honestly, I figured I'd be pretty disappointed. It uses a pretty simple clip on a ball joint method. So you get some decent articulation out of them, but as you saw in the unboxing video, that does make it pretty easy for the arms to come off. So I have a feeling once these have aged and the clips just aren't as strong anymore, they're just going to be falling off a lot. But right now it's a solid use. It's a good articulation method. Don't hate it. Honestly, I think I'll probably be keeping these now just from getting them out of the box. The only complaint I really have is they're kind of limited to only being able to stand and slightly bend at the knee. There's no way for them to sit down just with the articulation that was given. Like you can kind of put their legs up and out like that, and that's about all you can get. And then the Build-A-Figure Claptrap, for some reason they put the shoulder pads attached to the torso instead of attached to the arms like the rest of them, so that severely limits his posability and movement for his arms at the shoulder. It's a really weird choice that they did all of the rest of them like that and then didn't do his. I'm kind of baffled why they went that route. Otherwise, yeah, they're not bad figures. They're pretty decent for the price point that you pay. There's some decent detail. Any quality control issues you might get, like bad paint or scratches that you would get just from opening them up, are kind of not very noticeable since they're supposed to be animatronics that are falling apart and decaying, so it works for it. Otherwise, I do kind of wish there was some mouth or jaw articulation, just because them biting and opening their mouths and screaming at you is a big part of the game, so that would have been nice to have. I think they've done that for a few of the other newer ones, at least a new Chica that I saw in the store recently. So maybe they changed that and they might revisit these and add that to them in the future. Would be nice. So because of the connections that they have for their articulation, I don't think they're going to be as good for kids who are going to play with them, because once they come apart at the joints and have to be repeatedly reconnected, that connection is just going to wear down and just not work as well as it did the first time. And I have a feeling eventually the arms and legs just will fall off and you just won't be able to get them to stay on or hold a pose. But for more adult collectors who are just going to have them up on the shelf or use them for photography, I think these are a solid version for how cheap they are and the price you're paying. They're good quality. I'm pleasantly surprised and glad I actually ended up getting them. So they haven't been out of the main market for very long, and the secondary aftermarket prices haven't gone too high. So if you want them, now's a good time to get them. Alright, coming up next time, I have another spooky themed unboxing. It is the Mini Haunted Mansion by Lego. The Haunted Mansion is one of my favorite Disney properties, so I'm pretty excited to open this. I'd love like a UCS style huge set, but for now, I'll take this mini build. So until then, stay safe, happy hunting.